Welcome to the Colon with the Boys podcast, where we bring you new content creators every week, except this week. We're your hosts, Ascend and Nathan. Today, we have hit the big 4-0. This is episode 40, titled TwitchCon 2018. We are joined by the APM boys, Kid Cisco, Kilroy Killjoy, and Hurricane Tron to share their experiences of TwitchCon 2018. So sit back, relax, and open a cold one.
Yeah. I just wanna crack that door with that boys, yeah.
No more baby mamas, no more kids to watch, cause I got babysitters. Now it's time for licking, come on, give it to me, cause it's my escape. Now it's time to annihilate, let my troubles all die away. I'm on a diet, Please do not try this, cause do not invite it. I'm dripping in go-kart the Midas. This night I was excited, it got me reignited. I've been waiting so long I can't fight it, but now I'm Mike Tyson inside, I'm on fire. It ain't nothing like a true bro, brotherhood worth more than a huge blow. With two hoes, two back.
All right, here we go. Now we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. First off, though, in case you guys say something to me, like if you directly question me and I don't answer, just go with it. Like I'm gonna have to get up and probably piss a couple times during this.
Glad we recorded this part.
Yeah,
we can edit this out, all right?
Oh, I thought this was going to be the intro.
It could be. Who knows?
I hope so.
The reason behind this is I
He's
started
gonna pee on all
drinking
of us.
a whole bunch of water the last couple of days. And the reason why is because I saw all these pictures of you guys posting up from TwitchCon. I was like, dude, these guys are, they're fit. They're looking in shape out there looking good. I'm over here saggy titties. And I gotta get in shape I gotta get in shape before I go back out to TwitchCon next year. So
I can respect that.
Whatever inspires you. There you go.
I'm glad I could be your inspiration.
I appreciate it.
Me and you will have a competition, see who can lose the most weight.
Dude, hey, I'll start it right now. We'll hook up information.
All right.
Can we take bets?
Yeah, we can take bets.
Can we take bets?
Okay, well, hold on.
I'm totally taking bets.
Who's going to lose more weight? Or
who's going to lose more weight?
We'll do it by percentage.
Okay, it has to be percentage.
All right.
Oh, percentage like body fat? Are we talking about just like overall weight?
Overall weight that you lose.
I'll lose a bunch of weight and then I just get shredded and then I'm going to get a bunch of weight on. So that's not fair.
Well, muscle is heavier by far, so don't do that.
Tron shows up looking like The Rock.
Bald head and all, dude.
Just know that I've done this before. So I've been a big boy.
What, drink water?
No, not just. Oh. Well, yeah, I drink water all the time. I used to, all through high school, I was a big boy. All right. And then I finally came to this realization, like just after I graduated, I was like, look, if I'm ever going to get married and get some puss, I'm going to have to lose some weight and start looking good. So I went from like 260 all the way down to 180 and I was looking fly. Then I got married and now I'm back to 260. So I've got
a married life.
Well, hey, at least you recognize that and you're not one of those guys who bitches on r/incels and doesn't do anything to make themselves better.
I've been bitching for like the last 6 years since I got married, dude. So I probably am one of those guys.
I'm at 220, so I don't know. I can't lose all kinds of weight. If I get down to 200, I'd look like a completely different person.
You probably would, to be real.
Well, yeah, that's why we got to do percentage. Because obviously he can lose.
It used to be 180, but those days are gone.
I'm 175.
I don't know how much I weigh at all, actually.
Careful, beanpole.
I weigh 600 pounds.
I'd probably guess around 180.
A solid 175.
Solid. The blue corner. Like a rock.
But dude, anyway, long story short, thank you, Nathan. You just hit on all of us at the same time. That was well crafted.
Yeah, I basically feel like I could be fully clothed and you would undress me with your eyes.
I was actually, so hopefully
that's why this week all the TwitchCon pictures were a dream come true.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so jealous. I was sitting at work looking at all the pictures. I was like, fuck this, dude. I'm about
Bro, y'all would have had so much fun with this. That's all I'm going to say.
Then he put it in his bank.
I mean, you don't have to. You just save the pictures on your CPU. Say
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. It's like a trigger in my brain. I have to say it when you say it. So
Anyway, so just to keep this a little more organized, we're gonna go down the row here. We'll start with Kilroy because he was at TwitchCon last year, and I'm just gonna start with how was TwitchCon 2018 compared to TwitchCon 2017?
It's a little hard for me to answer because I kind of approached both of them entirely different from one another. The first time I went, or last year at 17, I kind of went in and it was like, everyone's like, get your business cards, just go up to people, network, watch some panels, stuff like that. And I had a good time, but the convention itself was kind of, we've talked about this before. You know my story about 17. This year, the convention itself was in some ways worse and in some ways better, I think. Like the convention as a whole, I felt like there was a lot more to do. It seemed a little more, it's definitely laid out better. But the whole fact that there were people waiting in line to get their badges from like 10 in the morning till 6 p.m. and then couldn't get in, that's pretty fucked up. And I think that Twitch really needs to address that if they want to be taken seriously. But for me personally, I was like, fuck all that. I'm literally just going to meet the people who I know and see what happens. And I had a fucking blast, dude. It was the best. It was one of the best weekends of my life. And I think that that kind of networking it's just more natural and organic because you go meet somebody you already know, right? And then through them you meet 5 other people that they already know. And then because that one person, you all have that one person in connection, you already have a connection. Like there's none of that awkward like sizing each other up or trying to see if this person's genuine. It's like you break down all those walls and barriers immediately. So I think it's just a better way to kind of network like that. And I don't know, it just felt a lot better. Yeah, I basically just got wasted the whole weekend and had a great time. That's what I'm trying to say.
There you go.
And through that, I met so many wonderful people
who were also getting wasted all weekend.
True.
Dude, that's my whole goal for next year.
Like wasted all weekend.
Yeah, dude, I'm bringing back the high school party days for me.
It is great.
That's why I got to get in shape because, like, I ain't trying to go out there to take my clothes off looking like I am now. That'd be a bad deal all around.
Twitch, like you're going to take your clothes off.
Twitch has got to get their shit together, though. Seriously, like it was completely uncalled for.
People were waiting till 6 p.m. to get in the doors.
Some people didn't even get in on Friday, so they had to offer. They made it so everyone who had a Friday badge could then get in on Saturday, which is great. But that doesn't really help anybody who had a 3-day badge and couldn't get their badge. So they basically didn't get anything out of it. And then also, people come from out of town all over the world. And hotels are booked stacked. Like, what are they going to do? Like, cancel their flight and sleep on the street on the next day? It was a mess. But other than that, I felt like once you got inside, if you got inside, like there's more stuff to do. It seemed like everything was a lot more organized inside, but that also could have been a convention difference. The Los Angeles convention, or I'm sorry, the Long Beach Convention Center last year was horrible. This one seemed to be it was a lot tighter. Everything was laid out much nicer. Nothing was difficult to get to. Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I thought.
So Tron and Kid, since it was your guys' first time at TwitchCon, we'll start with Tron. What how do you feel about TwitchCon 2018? Like what was your take on it?
It was phenomenal. Like I agree with Kilroy 100%. Like it was one of the best trips, weekends like I've like experienced in a long time. And it was all because of the people. Like obviously like the lines were awful, right? And I didn't even have it that bad. Like I waited in lines for maybe a total of 3 hours.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, and you said not that bad, mind you. That was on the low.
Yeah. So because I got my badge on Thursday because I got in before Kilroy. I think Kid was also there on Thursday, but were you Kid?
Yes, yeah, I was.
Oh yeah. So I picked mine up early, and then I wanted to see the keynote, so I think I arrived like maybe 20 minutes before the keynote was going to start. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to see the keynote. Like, because the line was literally I didn't know where it started. Like it was crazy. And
Good Lord.
it wrapped. We only got lucky that we got in so early because we had our badges. So we basically skipped a different like 4-hour line. And then so we got in the line to get in, and we were wrapped around the block ones, and we're gonna turn our way back. And just on the other side, like they opened a door and were like, "Hey, if you're affiliate, you can come in this way." And we were like, "What?" So we like had been waiting in line for like 2 hours 15 minutes. We probably had another hour and a half, and then we got that door, and we waited in line for another like 45 minutes, and then we were in. So like I was in there all day, and that's like where I met up with Kid, and we started like going on doing a bunch of stuff. But the people, like, it was obviously I was skeptical, right? Because like even like Twitch and stuff like that, it's a new experience altogether. So being on Twitch and stuff like that is a new experience, and then making relationships with people online, and then never having like actual meeting them, and then going to meet them. It's like a lot of like different like feelings, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh man, like you have so much like hesitation and things like that, but very rarely does it turn out so good. I feel like everyone had great personalities, like, and that never happens. Like that
Right.
never happens.
That's what I was going to say real quick, is like one of the things, you meet all these people online, but you're seeing the best side of them, right? Like that's the persona
Right.
that they're putting out there, and meeting them in person, you know, you get to kind of get your intuition in there, and you can tell whether they're genuine or not. And yeah, I agree. Like it was crazy. Everyone was so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Like
So-
it was just like, this person's cool. This person's cool. Oh, this person's cool. Oh, weird. Everyone's cool. Like it was just like amazing. And then I thought the expo floor was really fun. Like, especially when I met up with Kid on Friday when we got in, I was hanging out with some IRL buddies who weren't that much into it, but like Kid, like I was excited, but I was trying to hold it in, and then Kid just brought it all out when I was like, yeah, I felt like I was skipping through the fucking expo, like, yeah. So like that's when I started really like having fun and started meeting folks, and as a whole, like it was just great, and I want to go back all the time, like every year now. So yeah, that's basically it. Awesome is my answer.
Awesome. And Kid, like, how did you feel about it?
I have to agree with the lines for one. I totally think Friday was a big bummer for just everybody involved. I happened to get in line at like the most opportune moment, because we were walking up to the con, and it was probably about 10 minutes into the keynote, which is what that was like 10 o'clock, right? So it was about 10:20 or something like that. And I was taking a video of the line, and the whole front of the convention center was just packed. And like Tron said, I got there on Thursday, so I got my badge early and everything like that, which thank God that happened.
Seriously.
I couldn't imagine standing in line for a badge and then turning around and standing in line more hours. Yeah, sorry, Kilroy.
Yeah, Kilroy, dude. I was thinking about you the whole time. I was like, Kilroy has so
I got there early on Thursday, but then I was like, I'm just gonna go drink. I regret it.
Right.
So I walked up, and there were some rioters out front, and oh my
What
gosh,
the
if they were just
fuck?
not like being insanely loud. Like
They were
I know
on
that
strike.
they were probably, standing up for what they believe in, and that's cool. But I was just like, geez, these guys are loud. So we walk past them, and we go in to get in the line, and like right when we get to the end of the line, that side door opens up, kind of like what Tron was talking about. It opened up for us, and they were like, affiliates come in here, and man, we just darted in, and I got in to the convention probably within like 30 minutes. Like I couldn't have got any more lucky. I think I just kept hitting
Dude, for real.
insane amount of luck. I feel like with the
Dude,
lines
for
and
real.
everything. And so I got in and was like super nervous, didn't know what to expect at all. I've only been to one other con, and that was here in Oklahoma. So it wasn't like near massive like this. And so there's people walking around everywhere, and I'm snapping photos, and I'm trying to find people and sending messages, and like Discord was messing up altogether. Like for some reason, Discord was like the only app that I couldn't fully get working. Like I could get Twitter, everything else, but like Discord wasn't. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go walk around. And I just started walking around, man, and just experiencing things. First thing I walked up on, I think, was the chalk wall after the main entrance, and I thought that was so cool. They had this like ginormous wall of everybody that could go up with chalk and just write your name on it and everything. And people had made some really cool designs with their names, and so I jot my name down on there, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to keep walking. So then I seen that they had like the streamer zone set up to where you can stream there, and then I got to the expo floor, and it was just like crazy, just games everywhere. I mean, like gamer's dream, dude. And I happened to walk up on this one game called, and this was literally like my first experience inside of the convention center within probably like 15 minutes. There was this game called Rumble League, and it was a little phone game that's like a 5v5, like attack points kind of game. And I just happened to get there like at the right time because they were just starting a tournament. And so I get in with these guys who already know each other, and I'm like the odd man out of the team, but they were like super cool. And we ended up like thrashing the other team like almost four times in a row. We lost one, but we were like beating them like 100-5. I mean, it was just nasty. And I'm like hyped, dude. I'm jumping out of my chair, like going nuts, like I was like, let's go, blue team, baby. Like I'm just going nuts, man. And it was just like, as soon as I got done with that, I was like, dude, this experience is going to be crazy. Like, this is literally the first, I won $20. I got a t-shirt. I was like, this is the nuts. And it's literally the first thing I did. And so then shortly after that, meeting up with Tron, and we just kind of hit the grind, man. Was going out talking with everybody as far as like devs, streamers, community members, staff members, and just trying to get in there and network while learning and having a good time. It was a blast, dude. I agree with Tron and Kilroy. It's by far the most awesome time that I've probably experienced in my life. Definitely weekend wise, but probably one of the most memorable and amazing moments ever.
Yeah, and hearing you recap those things, like I said, the convention itself, fantastic. I think they, as far as just like you said, the chalk wall, like just stuff to do. They had so many cool, unique things about Twitch that makes Twitch at their convention. It's just they got to figure out the organization. It was somehow worse this year on that end, but the con itself was improved, I think.
They did a very big improvement Saturday, I think. Coming in Saturday, the lines moved so fast compared to Friday, but Friday was an absolute disaster. Absolutely.
Whoever decided to keep those side doors open initially, why? Why? Open them. That's dumb.
Exactly. I don't know why they had them closed in the beginning.
Yeah. I want to hear more about these protesters. Were they anti-gamer protesters?
No, so the Marriott, I believe it was the Marriott, correct?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
The Marriott that was, it's part of the convention center. The apparently they haven't, I didn't look into it. Apparently, according to the employees there, they were not getting paid enough, like they're not getting benefits, and they were just tired of it. I think their whole platform was, everyone who has a job at the Marriott basically has to work 2 or 3 jobs just to live in San Jose.
Because they kept holding up signs that said one job should be enough.
Yeah. So that's what they were saying. Basically, they're just overworked, underpaid, that kind of thing. And they chose TwitchCon to riot, which sucks for patrons, but at the same time, I'm always for, if those people truly believe like they're being mistreated, then obviously they should
exactly.
Do that. And I mean,
I believed in it, but God, they were loud.
Oh, I know. Well, the thing that sucked is the line to get in initially was going right on the same sidewalk that the protesters were on. So people waiting for hours had somebody screaming in their ear through a fucking megaphone
with whistles.
The worst part,
the whistles were so loud, dude.
You had to go
so loud.
You had to go buy them twice because it wrapped up and then wrapped back against them again. I'm like, oh my God.
I get in so much trouble. It's not even funny.
Oh, dude,
I hate protesters. It doesn't matter what they're protesting. I just hate protesters.
Yeah,
like suck it.
Good thing you live in America.
Fuck up, dude.
Yeah, comes over here like, I love the system. You guys suck.
Hey, look, there's shit that's fucked up in this country. Like, I don't want to go down a political rant, but obviously there's things that are wrong. But when has protesting done any good except for piss everybody else off?
Yeah.
Well, look into some history.
I just paid thousands of dollars to fly out here, rent hotels, go to this convention, and you're fucking ruining it.
Yeah,
the
what I
entry
was gonna
line in.
say, but I mean, that was like on one hand it sucked, but on the other hand, I was like, that was kind of smart, dude, to do it like when they're one of the biggest conventions.
Logistically, yeah, it makes
huge,
sense.
yeah.
Like that, I'm sure that those protesters hurt that hotel bad.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And that was the whole. You know, they got to have some weight to throw around. So
That's true. It was very strategic for them. I just, man, the whistles, like, dude literally blew a whistle like damn near in my ear, and I was just like,
that I would have had to say something. I would have been like, come on, man. Like I'm
not gonna say what I said, but I did say something.
Like, it's like, come on, we support you and understand what's happening, but don't fucking do that.
Exactly.
Anybody pitch to him like, hey, you think your job's bad? Come try to be a streamer on Twitch, make a living.
I think they'd be like, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It was interesting. That the whole riot thing was just kind of interesting. Just period. Just the protesters was interesting. Especially I was just like, what in the world?
I was getting a little down on it the whole time, but like as soon as I got in, and honestly, when I met up a kid, I was like, I'm floating. I like literally was just like nothing brought me down.
Well, you were over there like watching at the esports stage. I'm like, dude, let's fucking get up and go do something.
I wanted to do. I know.
Did you?
That's why I'm glad you came and got me. Okay, I was literally waiting for somebody.
Carpet ride or what? I didn't get this.
Seriously,
let's just say that I have some tricks up my sleeves.
Hey, I'm right there with you, man. Like somebody next year is gonna have to be my hype man, I think, because like I'm super nervous when it comes to meeting. Even people I might have known online, like I'm going to be super nervous to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Like Tim the Tat Man is, one of my famous, favorite streamers. But going up and talk to him, I'm probably going to be like shaking like a Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, it was so chill talking to him, dude. It was so chill. Like I just went up to him, was like,
scary.
I was like, dude, your intro is dope, man. You're gonna have to let me know who did it. I want it. I was like, I want your intro. He goes, yeah, it is pretty unique. I don't think I'd get rid of it. And I was like, man, don't. I said, don't get rid of it all. So we went to take a picture, and I was like, oh man, can we throw Kevin in the picture? He was like, yeah. And he went to grab Kevin.
Yeah.
He was super cool, man. Super chill, dude.
That's awesome. I'd be so scared to talk to anybody.
Well,
I don't know.
One thing that I noticed, and I experienced it across the board this year, is you do get those initial butterflies, but like especially like Tron. I know Tron and I are good buddies, and like we were both kind of like, oh, it's so weird. You're like right in front of me, but like within seconds, we just went right back into just being friends.
There was that one thing. I was like, we sat down initially. And I it was fine, but I was just like looking over at his face, just like,
yeah, I caught this motherfucker.
Like, what the fuck? Like, because it's just so weird. Because like, I was trying to cop, dude, and fucking, I'm looking over at him. I'm like, it's just so weird, like seeing him in real life, but from seeing him only on my like screens, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, it's
you're a lot prettier in person, dude.
Look at your face, dude.
Yeah, but almost like everyone I met and that I know online, it melted away like immediately. It was like we were just, it's like we've known each other. It's our whole lives, that.
Kilroy explained it absolutely perfect with the way that he was talking about how you meet up with somebody and they know these people, and then you just naturally are just cool with them. And the thing, like Tron said. And I was hearing you in your first stream back. I went back and watched your VOD, Tron, and you were talking about how everybody was just so cool. Like, I swear I didn't meet like anybody negative, dude. Yeah. Like everybody had just positive vibes, really good attitudes. It was almost unreal. Like it really was.
It was blowing my mind.
Yeah, I think that's what makes a con. Like I went to PAX West, and I'm not saying I didn't have a good time, but definitely what makes a con is the people.
Yeah.
And, like Kilroy had to work. So like we hung out part of the day there, but a lot of the time was just walking around, and the con itself was great. There's nothing wrong with the con. It was just, like being able to get together with, the APM squad or whoever you knew from your stream or anything like that. Like that definitely opens it up to where you're a lot more comfortable.
If they could figure out like PAX but then have the people of TwitchCon, it would be the ultimate convention ever. Like if TwitchCon could just get their shit together and get organized, like PAX is just such a smooth machine, and it has like triple the amount of patrons to go to it, and it just flows so smooth. I really wish I've been tweeting at them. Not that helps. Nobody's gonna see that, but I'm like Twitch, talk to Penny Arcade. Like what the hell? Like these guys have been doing one of the biggest cons in the country for 15 years. Why don't you have the resources, you have the weight, just be like, yo, can we talk to you guys about that? Like we had some trouble. Like let's get some pointers from experienced people.
What you need to do is you need to get a group together with whistles and fucking start a protest.
There you go.
Blow that shit right in Twitch's ear.
Yeah.
You'll get a response in. Let me tell you.
That's one of the things I was going to ask. Does TwitchCon have less people than what PAX West did?
As far as I know, yeah. I think PAX pulls in something like at least 80,000 people. I don't think TwitchCon was that big.
Was it bigger?
I think they had 50,000 tickets sold, if I remember right, is what I was reading. Was it 50,000? I can't remember.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Because I think they sold out at 50,000, I think.
Yeah.
Did it feel a lot more cramped than PAX? Like, was there less room?
I don't think so. And I think that's part of because, like I said, even though there was a lot of cool stuff to do at the con, it wasn't huge. It wasn't nearly as big as PAX. Like PAX, at least PAX West, has like a triple layer. I think it's actually got like 6 floors in the convention center, and each floor has different things in it. So there's just a lot of people. But I think even though there was a lot of people at TwitchCon, you had so many people outside in the city, like hanging out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was just kind of everything was centered around the convention, but I don't think there was ever that many people in the convention all at once, if that makes sense.
I feel like it would almost be better to, go to TwitchCon, enjoy the actual con the first 2 days, and then the last day get everyone you know and just like go out on the town with all of your friends. I think that would probably be like the best way to do it.
We basically did that every night.
Right, yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, we did it before Twitch even started.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's true.
Thursday night was hype.
Dude, I was the most drunk on Thursday for sure. I was like, I mean, you saw in that picture, I was flipping that guy off. I was like, get out of my face, dude.
Was that a random person or did you know?
Yeah, well, also he was trying to mess with our picture, and I was like not having it because I was like, no, you're not gonna ruin this moment for me, bro. Okay, get out of my face. And I flipped him off.
That's awesome.
It was crazy. Like whenever I met up with Tron and Kilroy, it was just like we had been hanging out the whole time. Like we just clicked, and then we just got shit faced.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It felt like that for most everyone. I'm like all my online buddies. That's what I meant. Like you're kind of nervous for a second, but it just like falls right back into like us. So a few of us have talked on Discord for sometimes 6 hours, like just getting to know each other, and it just fell right back into that kind of thing where we're face to face now, but still the same person. I know one night Tron and I were fucking up till like 4 a.m. talking.
Ooh, I thought that was our little secret.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was kidding. I know, I was kidding. I was going to mention
the
same thing.
I tried to go home back. I tried to go back to my Airbnb, and for whatever reason, Tron's Uber was only like $20 and mine was like 60, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
so he was like,
weird.
just come back to ours and then wait, because they always spike the prices when there's a shitload of people trying to go home all at once
in a certain area.
I noticed that.
Yeah, so we just kicked it back at their place for a little bit.
Wait, what do you have to pay for?
Uber.
Oh, Uber. I was like, you have to pay to get out of the con? What are you talking about?
No, you can't leave. You're going to play games all night.
Like, okay.
All right. You guys get me some coffee?
I would have been sold, dude. I would have fucking grabbed me a pillow, dude. Right here.
Yeah. There's beanbags in there. Screw it.
So Tron earlier in his stream was talking about an APM house Airbnb for next year.
Yep. That's my idea, dude. That's what I want to do.
Awesome.
Yeah. Kilroy was the one who kind of told me, yeah.
I think so. I think we're all down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Totally down. I think that was one of the biggest problems is with us, we were kind of scattered. I don't know how close Tron and Killwarrior were, but I was pretty far off from them. So it was really hard to like meet up when we wanted to meet up. And that was the only part that really sucked.
It was on Saturday mostly. I think Saturday was like, I spent most of the day with Kid on Friday and then all day with Kilroy on Saturday. So
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. That would be easier to have a hub for everyone, and then also, you know, we're all going out and spending who the fuck knows how much money and alcohol to have a good time. Like, let's just get a bottle and go back to the house, and then we can invite people over and play board games.
APM exclusive, dude.
Yeah,
dude, bring our equipment.
The APM after party.
Dude, if you're invited, you know what's what.
Tron even said, or not Tron, but like in Tron's stream, Taco even said that he'll cater for us.
Yeah, dude, he was all about it.
And he's an executive chef.
Taco's the man, dude.
He is
That's
the
what I'm talking about.
Dude, you can park that damn truck right next to you. Right next to you.
Dude, the food he was talking about, I was like, yeah, dude, absolutely. He's like, you pay for my room and board, you got some cheap food. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, you can stay in my bed.
Best way to get to know me is with some food, man. I'm doing it.
I'm gonna have a good mood when my belly's full.
Yeah.
I was telling Kid we need to find like a house that's big enough that we can rent that has internet. That way, if whoever wanted to bring their equipment, we could set up and stream there or do a podcast.
Yeah, that was another thing.
Talking about that. Yeah,
that was another thing. We all wanted to do like a stream together, and we kind of did one night randomly on a bench for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was so much fun, dude. Yeah. That was so much fun.
People were showing me clips of it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
It's a VOD on my channel, by the way.
I'll check it out.
Wow. Kilroy dancing, dude.
But yeah, I wanted to do more like all of us sit down and just like have something like this where we're all just talking, and I think that would be so cool for all of our viewers to see us all together. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, agreed.
But
the house would be perfect.
Y'all were trying to stop me from going live. I was like, no, I'm doing it right now.
I was not.
Yeah, y'all were like, don't go live right now. And I was like, no, I'm going live right now.
Well, we were planning to do something Saturday, so.
Oh, he called you out now.
Wow.
Well, I'm not saying we're doing them both.
I'm glad you did because, it didn't
Seriously.
pan out. Nobody could get service or anything.
Yeah, people were calling me out and stream like, you guys didn't do it. I'm like, no, Kid Cisco. Check the VOD.
Check
the VOD, dude.
Just to
that's a good time. That's I got to go back and watch that myself. I bet it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good point. That would be another awesome reason to get an Airbnb. So we could do that.
Yeah, just kind of gauge like your guys' Airbnbs in a house, because I know I've Airbnb'd a house before, but it was in Breckenridge, Colorado for like snow season, so it probably price difference.
Yeah, but if we get enough people, it would be like $200 or $300 probably for the whole weekend. You know,
right? That's what I'm saying.
Too bad.
Hell yeah,
yeah. Some people are spending like $250, $300 a night at the hotel. I'm like, that's nice that you can just walk right into the hotel from the con, but fuck that. I'd rather just walk 10 minutes. And I was 4 nights and I only paid $200 for all 4. And I had like my own private room and bathroom and everything.
That's where it's at.
Were the people living in the house though?
Yeah, there was one lady, but she was just like this older, like real breezy, nice, like Californian lady, probably in her 50s. She's like, whatever. And I was straight up. I was like, I'm not even kidding. I said, I'm going to be coming home pretty late. And she's like, what, like 2 or 3 in the morning from drinking and stuff? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, that's fine. I sleep like a log. I was like, oh, okay. I saw her maybe like twice the whole time. She's a sweetheart. She's like, you want me to give you a ride somewhere? Like, no, it's okay. I'm okay.
What kind of ride you talking about, lady?
Wow. Oh, straight there. She was so nice. It's so nice. Like I feel like you violated her sweet.
Oh, well now I feel bad.
Her spirit.
I'm sorry, lady who was in the same house with Kilroy.
I know you're listening.
I know you're listening.
Oh shit, that was funny.
Anyway,
so that's definitely something we should definitely do next year, but who knows if it'll even be there.
Start saving your pennies.
True.
Well, yeah, that's true. I hope so. That's another problem with TwitchCon is fucking pick a convention. Seriously, like stop
normally
moving it everywhere.
They normally
Because
stay in California, though, don't they?
They do, but I was actually just thinking about this earlier today, like kind of sizing it up in my brain. One of the awesome things, I know I talk PAX up a lot, but it's just so great. But one of the awesome things about PAX is always at the same convention, always on the same weekend. So a benefit of that is the entire city is prepared for it. Like all kinds of coffee shops, sandwich shops, like restaurants, they're all like welcome PAX attendees, or they'll have special dishes. Like you can go into a restaurant and they'll have like a Pac-Man themed thing or something, because they just know the gamers are there and they're used to it and they're ready for it, right? There were so many places that we would go out to that you could just tell the employees this past weekend, at TwitchCon, were just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, where did all these people come from? Like, they were understaffed. Like, there wasn't enough bartenders. Whereas in Seattle, like when PAX is in, like, the restaurants are obviously, okay, this is a huge weekend, like tons of money is going to be flowing in. Let's get some extra people on staff for the week, stuff like that. So that's another thing that I wish they would just pick a spot.
I think you make a really good point, because there was places that were literally just blocks away from the con, and we would walk in and they're just like, well, where are you guys from? Like, what is this around your neck? Like with our badges and stuff. And I'm like, how do you not know this stuff is happening right down the block?
Yeah, and there are some bars that I stepped into that had like one bartender and just people flooding in, and the poor thing just looked like overwhelmed. She was like, what is this? Like, I don't know. That's another reason they should pick a spot, I think.
Have they ever done it? Have they ever done it in the Civic Center in Anaheim?
I have no idea, to be honest. I think it was.
I thought it's always been in San Diego. Is what?
Yeah, I think it was in San Diego for a couple of years, and then Long Beach, and then San Jose.
They need to try that in Anaheim, because not only is it in a really good spot and there's a lot of room and there's an arena if they wanted to host anything, but at the same time, Disneyland is across the street. So like people can go to Disneyland as well, like Disneyland, they could make some kind of deal with them or something,
Well, one conversation I had with somebody, I'm not sure. Obviously I don't know the inner workings of Twitch. It seems like they go for kind of like cheaper con centers, convention halls. So I don't know.
What year is this that they've done it?
I think it's the 4th or 5th.
The 4th.
I heard a few people say 4th, but I think it's 5th, but I'm not sure.
Do you think the acquisition like by Amazon will help that at all? I mean, maybe
hopefully
this year. I don't know if it did.
When did Amazon?
I don't know reference.
It was last year, wasn't it?
No, it's been like a couple of years at least, I think.
Oh well, then what the?
Yeah, they should have already fixed that.
I don't know. But real quick, I had a thought. Speaking to be a little more positive, I guess, on Twitch, because I do appreciate it, obviously, that they even put the damn thing on. But holy shit, what an improvement that party was! Because last year's party sucked, but this year's Twitch party, my dudes, was that not fucking lit?
That was fun as shit.
They rented out because you said an arena. They rented out a stadium, and the whole party was just on the field.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Right on the field. They had like the little walkway areas that you could go up, and they had like foosball tables, air hockey tables, and then the TVs were just running Bob Ross marathons, dude. And then they have Diplo on stage DJing, and it's like boom, boom, boom. Like, it was just nuts.
Yeah. It was so cool. I've never been to a party like that where it was all outside on the grass, and then there's sections
it was
everywhere.
So cool.
Yeah,
the music was so loud, it was like shaking my chest. It was like I could hardly breathe. I was like, oh god, this is awesome. I love this. Like, it's fucking nuts.
Because it was in a stadium, everyone could have been there at the same time from the con, and there was just plenty of room. Like, it didn't feel crowded or anything.
Right. Absolutely not. And like, it was not, I mean, it was hard to get a beer like down in that initial bar area, but it was you could go up to the sides and get it immediately.
I found a little like a little concession stand, I'm not even kidding, it was like in a dark corner that just said draft beer, and I was like, well, that's my spot for the rest of the night.
I don't know what brand that is, but give me the draft.
they took their worst employee and like, this person can only pour beer, just give them this booth right here.
It was nice though. I didn't have to wait in line once for a beer.
So do they discourage walking around with a cooler? Like,
I think Probably.
Like your own 30
Like
pack?
bringing one in?
Yeah. No igloo coolers allowed. But
Yeah, I don't think you could do that.
Hey, I
Yeah.
use Yeti, okay?
Oh, he's
Higher
classy.
standard, right?
Oh, he's
classy, dude.
They're gonna be like, yeah, it looks like a microphone. Go in.
Yeah.
I got a little story about that. So
Uh-oh.
I'm lucky that I've met a guy who works at Twitch and he got me into the party. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it. Because, all right, so I'm a person, right? So I'm really on top of my shit most of the time. I never lose anything.
totally lucky.
Never
Oh,
lose
so lucky.
anything. And the one thing that I lost at this goddamn convention was my badge. Right when we were waiting in line to get into the party, I couldn't find it.
After how long waiting in line to get that thing?
I
Give away
know,
how long
right?
was that again?
I know.
Hello?
I'm still not 100% sure how. Well, okay, in class. All right, no, hold on. In classic Twitch fucker uppery, we were trying to get into the party with the stupid ass bags that they just gave us, for affiliates.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we all go to the party straight from the con, and we can't get in. They're like, "Sorry, no bags. You got to go wait in this another line that was like an hour long to check bags." And then probably 40 minutes after that. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. So we went off to the side, and I thought I had a good idea. I'm like, guys, so we got to check our bags. So let's make sure we have everything on us that we need for the party, like an ID and all that. Just kind of get a little organized and then get in the line. So I think at that point, somehow the badge came off my neck. I don't know how. I still don't. I still can't figure it out, but somehow I lost it there. So anyway, in classic TwitchCon fuckery, we're waiting in line for 40 minutes to check the bags, and all of a sudden a TwitchCon employee comes by and goes, "Oh yeah, the drawstring bags that you guys got, those are fine. You guys can go in line." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you
fucking
fucking
kidding
pants right
me?"
there, dude?
And then that's when we were going back, and that's when I realized my badge was gone. But luckily, I was able to get in because somebody was nice enough who I know that just. But I went. It's actually kind of cool. I walked up the guy's like badge, and then my buddy was right there, and he's like, "No, he's good," and just let me through. I was like, "Oh."
Damn.
I
Did you
saw the
find your
real
badge?
Kilroy rage in real life. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was mad. But yeah, I did, and it actually turned out to be really cool. This really super nice partnered streamer found my badge, and he said it was.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he actually messaged me on Twitter, and the next day, and I was talking to him, and he said he tried to reach out to me on Twitter right away, but I don't know. I was partying, I was drunk at that point. So I don't think I saw it. My phone might have been dead. I don't know.
No, I
But,
texted him. He didn't answer me either. So I better be the
Damn,
damn answer. I'll tell you
savage,
that. Right now.
Yeah, my phone was dead. My phone was dead. Totally. Yeah, that's what
Yeah, so
happened.
dead. It's on silent. Sorry.
Damn dead phones.
But
I had to unblock your number. Sorry.
This dude was so nice. He said it was actually hilarious because he had forgot his badge back at the hotel, and he was with like
Use
five.
your badge.
He said he was with 5 other partners, and partners can have a +1 of the party, but for whatever reason, the dude at the door said no, you can't. Like he wouldn't let him in, so he used my badge to get him in. And this guy, this partnered streamer, like I looked him up. He's got like a lot. I don't want to call him out or anything, but he's got like a ton of followers and everything. But he said he was going around the party saying, "I'm Kilroy. Look at me, I'm Kilroy." Everyone thought it was fucking hilarious.
That's fucking
Oh,
hilarious.
God.
Dude.
But the guy was super nice. I met with him at the hotel, his hotel the next day, and he was like this big guy, like just one of those big lovable guys. And he just gave me I was so frustrated when I lost that, and he gave me a huge hug. And he was like, "Dude, it's all good. You were meant to lose that." And he's like, "I want you to come to my like little exclusive thing." So that was awesome. Like through dropping that stupid badge, I got invited to his like little party where it was just in somebody's like private hotel room, and it was just like 15 other people, and they were all super nice.
That's
like it was a
awesome.
bunch of partners and stuff. Yeah,
That's dope, dude.
it works.
Oh, yeah.
It works in mysterious ways.
As Kid was saying, you lucky as hell.
Yeah.
And that's when Kilroy tried cocaine for the first time.
Oh God.
Oh, that would definitely not have been the first time, but that's a different podcast.
Let's start that rumor up.
Oh
That's a
God.
different
It was one of
Google
those
it.
eyes wide shut parties.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's quite an experience. I'm
Yeah,
jealous.
once again, it's like just it's crazy how many people were just so freaking nice there. It was nuts. Like I
Yeah.
never
Agreed.
once ran into an asshole. I'm sure they were around, but I don't know. For whatever reason, I never ran into anyone.
I
that
saw
was a
Tyler
huge
one once or
Oh, I
twice.
did run into one.
Damn,
now that
dude,
I think
calling
about
him
it,
out like that.
Sorry,
I
dude.
did run into one.
I want to hear
At the
about
party.
this. I wanna
Who?
hear about
But
this.
Let's hear it, dude.
No, definitely tell them their Twitch name and all that stuff.
Yo, call
I'm
him
kidding.
out.
Don't do
who, me?
Yeah.
Y'all want to hear mine?
Yeah, we'll add
Oh
him.
well,
No.
now I was in the guest services area charging my phone when I was texting you guys through Discord. And it was like the only way that I could get Discord working, and I wanted to make sure that I had my phone charged because I wanted to be able to call an Uber. And then I ended up meeting with you guys and just hopped in y'all's Uber. But anyway, this partner comes in and
Oh, yeah,
he's
you owe
like,
me, by the
"I
way,
need to
stuff."
know about where the VIP section is," and so he's
What
like
the
kind of getting a little aggressive with this security guard, and she's like, very timid, speaks really softly like security guard lady.
Right.
And I was just like, dude, why don't you just hit up Hassan? He's like, the guy that helps all partners out. Like, and he like snaps at me and is like, oh, well, if I needed to talk to a Twitch staff, I know exactly who I need to talk to. Okay. So I don't need to hear it from you. I was just like, I was like, okay. I'm just
Insecurity.
gonna just like keep my mouth shut because I did not want to pop off anything that I would regret later on. I was just like, okay, man, whatever.
By the way,
We
kid,
throwing down
you still
next
owe
year.
me for that Uber. Thanks for bringing that up. Totally forgot.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Hey, pal,
do I?
dude.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't even.
I didn't know I was owed anybody.
I don't
My
even
bad.
remember
Yeah,
what
okay.
Uber you're talking about. So apparently, I was real good.
It was right after. Well, if you guys remember, like we ended up, it was crazy. Like whenever the party was over, I thought the party was supposed to go to 1 a.m. That's what the flyers I seen said, but they were starting to usher us out at 11. So we walk outside and we form this like small little circle right next to this guy who's standing there, and we just make a joke like, "Oh, man, we joined into your circle, or you joined into our circle," and it was one of the devs from Marbles on Stream.
Oh,
And so he's like starts talking to us, and like another one of the devs come over and they're chatting with us. And then this partnered streamer comes over and like calls out my name, like my badge wasn't showing. And he like calls out my name and he was like, "You're Kid Cisco." And I was just like, "Whoa, how do you know me?" And he's like, "Well, I never forget a name." And he kept telling me that I've been in his stream. And I was just like, I don't even know this guy. I didn't follow him. I've never heard of his name before.
Really?
And I was just like, this is the weirdest thing ever. Because I even looked down like at my badge and I was like, okay, well, my badge, how in the world? Like it was super weird. But the Marbles on Stream guys were like really awesome. And I think he was kind of part of them, I believe, and maybe part of their dev team too. But they were really cool. Gave us some, I think, a skin for the game and told us that we could definitely check in with them and they would love feedback from us and everything like that. So it was random moments like that. I swear I just kept like walking into and like meeting rando devs from like games that I knew or games that I like. And it was just, it was such a crazy experience, man.
That was
So
a
hold on a
crazy
second.
moment, dude. That was like just we went outside waiting for Kilroy to come out and
Mhm.
just ran into him.
Classic. Waiting on Kilroy.
Waiting on Kilroy.
Where'd he go?
And like
Lost him again.
yeah. Our circle like morphed into their
Christ.
circle and they were just like, "Hey, now we're talking." And I was like, "Oh, okay. This is awesome. It's wonderful."
Yeah, they were really cool.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. You never followed up on who the guy who knew you was? That's kind of
No, I did. I think I ended up like following him on his channel because I went ahead and typed up his name and
Oh,
gave him
yeah.
a follow, I believe, so I could like connect with him later on.
that would freak me out a little bit. I'm like, what?
Oh, dude, it was weird. It like legit. Like I was just like, what?
Mhm.
I was like, how do you know me? He goes, "Oh, you showed up on my stream like once or twice." And I'm like, no, I haven't. Like, no offense. Like, I'm not trying to be like rude, but dude, I have no idea who you are.
I mean,
It was really
like,
weird. He just kept saying like, "I just don't forget a name, dude. I don't forget a name." And I was just like,
Nice.
it would be really
weird.
creepy if he like saw you earlier that day, saw your tag, and he's like, "I'm gonna target that dude for later."
When
Gotta
new
check your
follower
bags, make sure you
incoming.
got,
And
like,
bam, he just
Probably
got a
exactly
follow,
what it was.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, it worked. Oh
That'd be
my
so- man,
god.
Got him.
Start targeting people. God damn.
Got him.
Genius marketing right there.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
dude.
He's like, "I'm setting out for one follow a day." Here we go.
That's some maniacal shit, man.
What if he just does it like one right after another? He goes up to the next one. He's like, "I saw this guy earlier too. I saw his tag." It's like, "Hey, dude, I saw you in my stream a few times, and I never forget a name." Yeah.
I thought, honestly, I'm not even joking. I thought he was like really drunk.
I'm gonna
Like,
try that
like,
next year.
The way he was kind of like
Maybe
coming
he
off, I
was.
was just like, this guy, like, how? What?
But yeah, the party was
Super interesting.
The party was crazy. It was good. That was
Yeah.
the one thing that they definitely improved this year, and that made me. After experiencing that party, I was a little bit less salty about the whole con organization stuff because that really was something else. That was badass.
Yeah.
Well, they did make improvements going into Saturday, but Friday we can't even tell you. Like we're sitting here telling you like the long lines and the hours and everything, but I don't think without being there you could understand like how bad it was because it was bad.
Just ask my forehead because it was beat red from standing in the sun for 4 hours.
Did I bring sunscreen? Of course
Good thing
not.
I wasn't outside. Could you imagine my big ass forehead? Oh my goodness,
dude! I think we're gonna have a forehead competition. You know I'm gonna win. Are you kidding me?
Dude, my receding hairline is on point. You all are gonna lose.
All right, it's official.
Man, yeah, like I think it was crazy just getting on Twitter and seeing, because we follow a lot of people, a lot of different streamers and content creators, and it was crazy to see how many people know each other. I was like, wait a second, those two people are in a picture together. What the fuck? And it was just it was just really weird to see that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know how many people that we follow on Twitch that started taking pictures and tagging Kid and Kilroy and Tron. I was like, how the fuck do these people know each other? It's like, all right.
We mentioned that in the con. It's like we were talking about that. It's like it's crazy how small of a world Twitch actually is. Even though it's this it's this global, like multi-billion-dollar, probably $1 million website. It's crazy how small the community really is.
Yeah,
right.
And shout out to Chaotic Ashley. Apparently, she fucking knows everybody that we.
Dude, she does.
For real, dude.
She does.
I know. I was so sad. Like I didn't even get to meet her till like the very last night.
She's a goddamn
She comes up to
sweetheart.
me. I was like, hey, at least we finally got to meet each other.
Yeah.
That lady
It was really cool.
That lady's got connections. She's a sweetheart too. She's incredibly kind.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yes,
why. I think she's just
she just came off like incredibly kind.
she's one of the most genuine people I think I've ever met.
Absolutely. She's like the sweetest, and she's very witty. Like, and she's just like, she's a mod in everybody's like a lot of channels. So she's just great.
Well, there it is.
We got to take a moment though and shout out our girl Zaretta and let her know that we love her, and she better be there next year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Definitely. Hey, you were there in
don't-
spirit.
you don't
We had
even-
you on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We took a picture on Thursday night at the bar. I think you guys saw that. It was the three of us.
That's my profile picture.
Yeah.
The three of us together in person watching Zaretta stream all at the same time.
Oh yeah. See, that's a
awesome.
great one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's why I put it as my profile picture because it's like all four of us,
It
even though
is.
she's not
Technically,
really in
yeah.
the picture.
Right.
She's still there, you know.
Yeah.
I thought it was dope.
That was
You
good.
guys didn't even know how much, like, while you guys were at TwitchCon, how much like Zaretta, Nathan, and I were just sitting
Dude,
there.
you
like,
all
fuming.
have to
Dude,
go
we
next year.
were
Just
We're all
fuming.
like super fucking like angry. We're like, what the fuck, dude? This is stupid.
Even
Like I was
FOMO, dude. So hard.
Yeah,
Y'all should have joined in on the stream whenever I streamed all of us. Y'all probably would have definitely been even more.
Oh god.
yeah. I
pissed
didn't
off,
know
'cause we were
you.
just having a blast on the side of the street and the sidewalk. It was great.
I gotta be honest. Whenever I was in Tron's stream earlier, and someone was like, "Yeah, we went live for like 10 minutes, and we were dancing and stuff," and I was like, "What? What did you just say? That happened, and I didn't see it."
All right.
I was so pissed.
check the VOD.
Check them out.
Yeah. So now
Like,
I'm gonna go see the
I
whole
was
thing.
I was so jealous that I was getting mad. Like I was sitting at work assembling airplane parts, and I was like, "Fuck this! I could be out there having a fucking
I don't
blast
care if
right
this-
now."
This plane crashes and burns. I don't care.
Oh my god, I was so fucking jealous.
I always tell everybody, like PAX a better convention. You got to come to it. However, I'm a little biased because I literally live 10, 15 minutes from the convention center. But I think purely now after this year, I think purely for you guys who would have to travel to both, and if you can only do one per year, and plus they're so close to each other too. They're only like a month and a half apart, so that makes it difficult too as far as taking vacation and all that. Yeah, you guys should come to TwitchCon for sure. Like it's just like I said, PAX a better convention, but man, the partying and meeting people and mingling at TwitchCon is just insane.
Yeah, and I just think with what we do, we'll know a lot more people there than PAX.
Yeah.
And that's what we definitely are looking to go to TwitchCon more. So.
We can't stress enough like how polite, just like positive vibes
Dude.
everybody had, man. Like
Yeah.
it's really insane. Like I went out there and was kind of skeptical of, this is my real first trip away from home by myself. So it was like everything's kind of new to me. And then going that far, and I don't really hang out with very many people IRL anyway. And so it was kind of nerve wracking, like mentally thinking about, oh God, when I meet this person, how's it going to go? Yada. But man, it was just like I've known them for so long, dude. Like, it's crazy. Everybody was just so cool. I
keep questioning if it's like, did the stars just align perfectly to make it like that much fun, or is that actually that much fun every time?
Well,
so, like,
I kind of thought about it, and I think part of it is you, especially as a streamer, you kind of attract who like-minded people, and you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to say it exactly in words, but you kind of just attract what you put out there, and I think that's part of what it was. Is we all just had our own and especially the three of us as streamers, we all kind of have our communities are so intertwined at this point, like. You know what I mean? Like I think that's part of what it was. We just had so many people who know us and love us already, and people that we love and know already, that it was just like, dink, super easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to get along.
Yeah.
So we're hosting an APM party next year, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The Airbnb, dude. APM party exclusive.
I want to do it like print a bunch of flyers and throw them out over the crowd,
Not even.
Oh, dude, that'd be dope.
And then just watch your security deposit fly away. Yeah,
we gotta do it on the last night.
Security deposit, it's gone, dude.
It's gone.
It'll look like the scene from when they wake up in The Hangover, just like everything's just trashed.
No, it would be like Spider-Man when he's dying. I don't feel so good, and then all your money flies away.
Oh fuck, dude, I'm so stoked. Like, I don't know about the rest of you, but like, even like the day that you guys left, like flying out there, I was so hyped. Like, I was sitting at home or at work, and I was excited for you guys, and I'm so excited for next year. It's gonna be wild, dude.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. I mean, I'm going again.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm not.
Oh yeah, like I'm going for like every TwitchCon every year now. Like, it's like that's honestly how I feel. Like there's just the way that I see it. There's too many connections not to go. I honestly believe coming back and just thinking about like this next year of grinding this out, like the connections that I've made there. Like just streaming today and everybody popping in like that I met through there, and like even people that I probably didn't even remember their names, but they remembered me and came in and said, what's up? Like some of the people, and which I don't mean to offend, but I just couldn't remember all of the usernames.
Wow.
And then they come in and was like saying, oh, it was nice to meet you at TwitchCon. I was just like trying to remember exactly who that username was attached to, but it was just like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was just really cool to kind of come back, get that support still. And it grew, that support had grown all because I made this decision to go, and it's been nothing but positive. I feel, and I think it's definitely going to be nothing but positive for all of us going forward.
Yeah, I'm horrible with names and stuff, kid. So like, I even had some people come up to me at the con and were like, "I'm so and so. Oh my God, Kilroy!" And I'm like, "Hey."
Hello?
Hello?
That's what I thought was going to be so weird, is like seeing like some viewers, because I had some viewers that had come out and I don't have a clue what they look like, but they know what I look like.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, like waiting to get yelled at, but it was very cool getting to meet them.
I
And even when
so
they'd
high,
say some of their names, it was kind of hard. I had to look at badges because like I see your text all the time, and so my brain remembers who you are.
Need the color of like what they are in chat to help.
I was thinking about that. I was like, dude, they should have us do. I hope next year you can like customize the color of your name or something. Yeah, right.
Let's just start at the lines
Yeah,
and maybe
fuck
just wish for that.
Yeah, let's just hope for a smoother transaction of getting in.
Yeah.
Because it was, which granted, they did a big improvement from Friday to Saturday, but it was still,
They did send out an email like after Friday and was like, "Hey, we fucked up. Sorry."
Yeah.
So,
What were you gonna say, Tron? Sorry, I talked right over you. Oh, fuck.
just TwitchCon. I felt like so pumped up about it, and it made me feel like more motivated. Just of course on Twitch, but just like about people, it just made me feel so much better. I was just like, people are still cool. Like I was like,
oh yeah, no,
holy shit.
Right? I totally
was like,
agree.
this is
totally
amazing.
agree,
Like
dude.
because there's always times where you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with everybody? But like going to something like this and just the experience was just it was
phenomenal. I totally agree. I think the night after it ended, I posted in my Discord. I was like, guys, like, it's crazy. Like going to this con this weekend, it made me not so down on humanity, which that is one thing I never fucking thought would have happened. Because you know me, I'm an asshole, and I get really cynical about people in general.
Right, exactly.
But like, I don't know. This weekend, I posted something in my Discord to the extent of, wow, there's just really good people still out there. You know?
Yeah.
Like you're expecting to see like people being selfish and maybe making it all about them. But man, it seemed like everybody I ran into was like willing to take time to get to know who I am, and when it was totally cool with exchanging information, you know, following each other back, you know, talking about collabs in the future. Like it was just, I mean, and that's everybody, dude. Like I didn't run into a single person that was just an asshole, or I mean, other than that one dude who walked
Mr.
in,
VIP.
you know, at the party. yeah, Mr. VIP.
Mr. VIP, that's probably his handle.
I mean, well, you know, when your entire security and self-worth is in that one thing, then and it's not there. Like I understand that guy. Yeah,
damn, calling him out like that, dude.
Break him down.
Usually how they are.
But everybody was just so cool, man. It was just like good vibes all around.
Wonderful time.
Because and it's crazy because like everybody's so different, but we all have like such a large interest in common. You know, like we all have this streaming and gaming thing in common, but everybody's like personalities are like so different, and the way they look is so different than everybody else. And yet you're still running into just positive people like on a consistent basis while you were there. It was nuts.
Yeah, Sen and Nathan next year will have zero difficulty, like, or they'll have that like nervousness, but like it's all going to be like, hey, we're back. Like it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be like we never left.
I don't really get that nervous anymore about any
dude.
of
I'm
that.
so nervous.
Yeah, after Sin's met me like 3 or 4 times this good.
I was never I was never even with Kilroy. Like when I first met you at Soba, like I wasn't
really.
Did I seem nervous?
I was like, oh god.
I mean, I was like, where's he at? Where's he at? And then I saw you, and I was like, there he is. There he is, the golden
there
boy.
He is. Dude, where's he at? Where's he at?
The guy.
There he is.
There
I'm
he
just
is,
letting you know. We're gonna pregame before we go to the lines to get our badges next year.
I think
we're gonna pregame.
I think you show up early.
With protesters.
You're asking for some.
You better fucking
pregame
pregame.
Right?
You better pregame and bring a flask because you're gonna be sober by the time you get out.
Are you talking about
flask, dude? We're rolling a cooler up this bitch, right?
a cooler of Pedialyte, bro?
Yeah,
hell yeah.
We're gonna need it,
dude.
There better be some water in that bitch because man, we're gonna be
the pre-TwitchCon party in the fucking
dude.
lines.
That'd be awesome. That was one thing that was funny is like after like 3 hours, somebody came by a Twitch staff with a box of like salty ass chips given out. I'm like, that's like the last thing we need is salt right now, dude. You trying to fucking make us pass out?
What the fuck?
You got just some regular Lay's potato chips.
Like I appreciate the kindness? Question mark.
Like, can I get a fucking water, please?
Oh, dude, I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good time. But anyway, since this isn't a regular podcast, we don't have a random question of the day. So what we're gonna end the show with is just one word of wisdom that you guys have for someone going to TwitchCon. Like one little thing. Can be little, it can be like lodging, it can be like food, just something that someone going in for the first year would want as advice going in. So we'll start with Tron.
So what I would say is go to all 3 days, plan around it, because I didn't go, and just to be safe, plan around the lines as much as possible, and you're going to have a blast. The rest of it all falls into place. It's wonderful. And be open to everything because it's fucking wonderful. I don't know.
Well, there it is. And Kilroy.
First of all, whoever smoke detector that is, please change the battery.
Damn, dude, calling them out.
My bad. It's been like that for months.
That's my first piece of advice. Before you go to TwitchCon, make sure your house doesn't burn down.
I got you.
I'm just kidding. I was just gonna say, I know it's hard. It's way easier said than done, but just believe in yourself. Be confident. Go in knowing that you're gonna meet people who already love you. And I think one of the best pieces of advice that I took away from my experience, just myself, it's something I learned this year. Is like last year, kind of went in with like like I have my business cards, trying to run into strangers and like, oh yeah, you want to trade for me? And I don't know. It doesn't feel right. But this year I just focused on, like I touched on earlier, meet who you already know, hang out with them. And then through them, you're just connected to so many other people. And that wall that you're nervous about is gone. That it's already just non-existent because you already meet people in a more organic fashion. So yeah, that's just my advice would be try and focus on who you know, and then just be yourself and be confident. And everyone's there to find out more about you. And there's people there who already love you. So don't worry about it.
Good words. Good words. And Kid, what do you got?
I think probably what I would say is just be brave. I think that's kind of my whole thing going out and, doing this for the first time, just getting away from home for the first time, and then getting in a position to where I had to be the one that made the connections. I'm going to have to like speak to these people, they're not going to sit here and come up to me. Like, for instance, like my big thing was I wanted to get in with like devs and Twitch staff, like as far as just speaking with them, exchanging information. And so I did a lot of like making connections, but I had to make it, like I had to actually talk and get out of my comfort zone of being kind of, a little bit more of letting them control maybe the conversation. And I had to break away from that, also take an Uber or something. Don't go for parking. Cause my God, trying to find parking was insane.
Oh, did you rent a car?
Yeah, well, the roommate that I stay with Marble Eyes, by the way, big shout out to her. Thank you. You were awesome. But yeah, she rented a car, and it was just hard finding parking all the time. And drink water, because you're probably going to drink a lot, like we do. But
yeah,
definitely be brave, man. Break out of your shell. Don't be afraid to talk to people, even if it's not even like to exchange information. Like I talked to several people just about the game that I was like currently playing. They'd walk up behind me and see me playing it for a second, and it wasn't even like trying to even network. It was just like, dude, let's just chat about this game, or let's just chat about this clothing or this product here, or like the esports event.
Twitch in real life.
I think getting out of your shell and like Kilroy said, like everybody loves you anyway. Like everybody was so chill, dude. Like everybody was just positive vibes all around. Like just break out of your little comfort zone and you'll be good.
Awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
Awesome. All right. Well,
hell yeah.
Can I get a round of hell yes? There we go.
Hell
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck all of you.
All right, well, we're going to do another round real quick of you guys just throwing out some plugs for anyone listening out there, and then we will wrap it up. So same order. Let's go with Tron.
All right. Hurricane Tron on Twitch. Same thing on Twitter. Soon to come, Instagram. Hurricane Tron.
Oh my God.
We're getting nitty gritty, baby.
Can I get that
Hashtag
Snapchat though?
IRL streams. Just kidding.
When's the snap coming?
Hashtag daddy status.
On my
Snapchat,
Patreon page. If and do you guys know Prime or
He's like Snapchat for tier 3 subs only. Sorry.
Hell.
Ludes on request.
All right, and Kilroy, what are some plugs?
I am Kilroy Killjoy on everything, but Twitch is my home. So it's 1 L in the Kilroy, 2 L's in the Killjoy. So come hang out.
Damn, just had it like ready to go, just like that.
Let's go.
1 L in the Kilroy.
He's ready, dude.
Because everybody misspells it all the time. I had to do
That's
something.
Oh, fuck.
All right, and Kid.
I'm just gonna say that lewd comment. I had a mouthful of water, bro. That's fucked up. Okay. So anyway, yeah, Twitch channel is definitely where you find me at. Twitch.tv/KidSisco. That's KIDDSISCO. And then it's KidSisco TV at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can find me there.
Link in bio.
Hell yeah, dude.
Check out those channels panels, by the way.
All right, guys. Well, it was a lot of fun, and we will see everyone next week.
Yeah, looking forward to the recap next year with all of us saying all of our stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't wait, dude. I really
Boys.
can't.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Thank you so much for listening to the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and even if you didn't, we would love to hear your feedback, which can be sent to cold1podcast@gmail.com or leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us gauge how we can make this podcast better for your enjoyment. If you would like to contact us, you can do that through our email or follow us on social media, which is at Cold1Podcast for Twitter and Facebook. We are now on Spotify as well as most podcast apps in existence, but if you prefer to listen to it online, head on over to our website, actionsperminute.net, for the latest episodes, a link to the APM Network Discord, or to check out any of our APM sponsored streamers. And lastly, if you like what we do, tell your friends and spread the good word. Thank you again, and remember,